And you said it exactly correctly, and what a day to be a cyclist. But there are people out there riding, so coming up, Jody and Riaz, in under 5 minutes, we're going to talk about one simple thing that you can do to prolong the life of your bike and make it peak, the performance at its peak. That's right, and on a day like this, proper bike maintenance is so important, right, Graham?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we want to look at the daily ride and the wet daily ride in particular to make sure that the bike is clean before we put it away. So what I want to start out with is a little bit of biodegradable cleaner.
And we should point out that we're looking at a very, very nice bike, but this is true regardless of your, you know, little banana seat or whatever, right?
Absolutely. It might even be more true with commuter bikes because they're typically ridden in the rain all the time. So we're going to spray down the whole bike, pay attention to the rims and the brakes. We're going to spray the drivetrain, the chain and the cogs and the derailleurs.
And so what happens if you don't, as you continue to clean?
Yeah,
what happens if you don't do this?
You run the risk of premature wear on all your components. The chain could wear out prematurely, which gets a little expensive to replace.
Right.
The shifting can be compromised, so you run the risk of not being able to shift. And the worst part would be if the brakes stop working.
Right.
Brake pads wear out, the rims start to wear down. All bad things when you're cycling on a regular basis.
Now, you talk about it's important to do this in wet weather, but how much daily maintenance should people consider for their bike, or is it even a daily thing?
If you're riding in the rain, it's definitely a daily thing. It's going to take no more than 5 minutes, and if you're really strapped for time, the bare minimum is to spray a little bit of this biodegradable cleaner into a rag and just hold it on the chain. And just clean off the dirt from the chain. And then the last part of it is to put a little bit of lubricant on there. If you don't do that part,
there you go.
The chain could seize up.
All very important information. Again, for more details on Bicicletta, you can, of course, go to their website, Jody and Riaz. Coming up next, we're going to be taking a look at some great cycling fashions. Oh, that's right. But first, it's all going to be about fashion and a function here at Bicicletta. Jody and Riaz, coming up next, we're going to take a look at some of the hottest fashions for cyclists and, again, talk about a little bit about how they might make your ride a little bit more comfortable, all while looking fabulous. Yes, we are here at Bicicletta, and Kevin, we are talking about cycling fashion, but it's as much about how you look. It's actually probably more about function than it is about the fashion, though, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we have some fabulous models here, and let's start with Charlie.
Perfect. Well, Charlie's dressed right now for this exact condition as we have today. So really what we're trying to do with Charlie, besides looking good, we're really trying hard for moisture management. So it's not about staying dry, it's about staying warm in this type of weather.
Okay.
So if we start at the top, he's wearing a nice waterproof cap because you've got an open helmet, and although it's waterproof, it's quite breathable. He's wearing a fully waterproof jacket, but you can tend to overheat. So we're seeing that there's just minimal layers underneath, a base layer, a regular shirt, and then just a little jacket. Charlie can wear this in about 6, 8, maybe 10 degrees Celsius, and he's fine.
But if he starts to overheat when he's riding, what does he do with his jacket? It seems like a lot of layers to start peeling away.
Well, fortunately, this jacket has a lot of moisture management, so there will be a little bit of sweating. What we did is we assumed that it's at 6 to 8 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll just never get that warm in this weather.
And I guess some of the fashions actually have the ability to sort of put stuff in back pockets, which is really great. Let's move on to the lower half of the body there.
Perfect. It's not too cold out, so Charlie's wearing a regular pair of shorts, but what he's added on top of that, and this is the first layer that we can remove if he starts to get too warm, is that this is actually a leg warmer, a really high leg warmer, and he can just pull that off, and then you'll see sometimes in the Pro Tour, they'll actually ride like this for a little while.
Fabulous. We've got just a couple of seconds left. Let's talk ladies' fashion really quickly here.
Perfectly. Well, Dorothy is spring and summer, and so what Dorothy can do is, this is how she starts the ride. It's about 15 degrees Celsius, and it's nice, cool spring morning. And as the ride starts to go on longer, Dorothy starts peeling off some layers, and then she can go from 15 to 25 degrees Celsius.
That is
no
fabulous.
problem.
Well, for more details on Bicicletta and the fabulous fashions they have here, they have a lot of selection and, again, a lot of purpose to every piece of clothing that you wear. You can, of course, go to their website, Jody and Riaz.
For the proper bike.
We've already got the gear. The gear is fabulous, although I wish I had that padded short.
The chamois, exactly,
now, Kevin.
exactly.
But it's all about getting fitted for our bike here at Bicicletta.
Exactly. So once we did the initial sizing, we got you to the closest size of bike. Generally, there's about 6 different sizes.
Okay.
Now we're doing minute millimeter changes to make you most comfortable.
What's the deal with me looking like a
motion capture system?
Some sort of experiment.
Well, that's exactly what it is, because what this allows us to do is we get to, because it's all about angles. We're looking for appropriate angles to make you the most comfortable and the most powerful. If we can get you in motion, dynamic, then it's just a lot more realistic.
Okay.
So we can just look at the back screen, and that will capture all of the different angles that we have and gives us a report.
Why is it really important for the bike to fit properly? I mean, right now we're looking at, more of an elite bike, and clearly, there are a lot of people that cycle and they're like, going to be in the Grand Fondo and that kind of thing. But even for someone who just has their city bike or their regular bike, why is it important?
Well, great question, and the reason is that any bike, when we make some minute changes, even just a millimeter here or there, makes the difference over 10, 20, 30 kilometers. You're pedaling at 80 RPM, so just imagine how many pedal strokes that is in 15 minutes, and it all makes a difference.
Excellent. What's great, too, is you can, of course, buy your bikes here and get fitted here, but even if you haven't bought your bike here, people can make appointments to get properly fitted as
That's
well,
about 75% of our business, yes.
Excellent. Well, for more details on Bicicletta, again, and this fantastic bit of equipment, clearly there's a way to do it probably old school, but this is just taking it to a whole other level, right?
Exactly, that's it.
You can go to their website for more details, Jody and Riaz, but I feel very, I don't know, like a little bit like a
Matrix,
Matrix, exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
That's exactly it.
Those are pretty fancy schmancy.
Well, you know what? Those are skin-tight booties, and they're fantastic. They have 2 functions. One is they keep the rain and water off of the shoes, and at the same time, it keeps the wind off of the shoes, so it stops that cooling effect and keeps his feet much, much warmer.
Love it. Now, we've run out of time, but again, for people that are looking for safety, Jody and Riaz, people might want to consider getting a light instead of a reflector, because reflectors only really work if you're almost too close. So this is a great option. Also has a USB port to charge it up. More details come to Bicicletta. Hey, thanks very much. We're here at Bicicletta.
Well done.
And yes,
well done.
thank you. I finally got it at the end of the show. Let's talk about price. What is our money getting us?
Well, this bike, Dawn, is about $2,200. This is a great entry-level bike for Fondo. Ride to Conquer Cancer is coming up in a couple months. Great bike to start out on. Nice complement of components, robust frame, very comfortable to ride, something that you could easily commute to work on or train on.
And the weight is going to be important. So for $2,200, feels nice and light.
It's about 19 pounds.
19 pounds, that feels pretty good, yeah. So that's going to basically enhance our performance, because we're going to be able to be more efficient, I guess.
Ideally, yeah. Right? So now we've got something a little bit, think if that was a Honda Civic, this is more of a Porsche.
So what's the price tag? This is
about $16,000, but it's on sale for $12,000.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
That just sold it for me. But you know what? People that are really serious about this is going to be key for them, because when we talk about weight...
Yeah, when we're climbing a hill, if you think about wearing a backpack full of rocks, that bike's got 4 pounds more of rocks than this bike does. So if we put this on here, and you just hold that, go ahead.
Well, one hand for sure. And in fact, Lindsay, our camera operator, said this is lighter than her camera, if you can imagine.
But probably not quite as expensive.
So for the price tag, other than weight, what else are we looking at as far as what justifies for someone that is an avid rider?
So this bike was the bike that won the Tour de France last year. It's been ridden all over the world to success in every major race. It's got a 50-year pedigree in racing. Beautiful bike, one of the best handling bikes ever built. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
It's a work of art as well.
It is a work of art, and to find a bike perhaps maybe in your price range or something that's not, but you can dream anyways. You can go and check out Bicicletta right here on West Broadway, Russ, but definitely some inspiration.